This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 25, 2023. And in the news tonight, body of man found in plastic bag. The body of a man was found wrapped in a clear plastic bag on Calabar Road in Kingston on Wednesday night. The police say the body is of dark complexion, about 5 feet 11 inches long, has a low-cut hairstyle, and appears to be in its late 20s to early 30s. The body was clad in a black shirt with a picture of a headphone and black shorts. The police report that about 10:40 p.m., residents stumbled upon the body and raised an alarm. On arrival of the police, the body was seen wrapped in a clear plastic bag. The scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue for a post-mortem. Anyone who may be able to identify the body or assist the police in their investigations is asked to contact the Denham Town Criminal Investigations Branch at 876-948-6443, Police 119 emergency number, or Crime Stop at 311. Westmoreland taxi operator charged with assault. 20-year-old David Kennedy, otherwise called a Brown Man, a taxi operator of Whitehall, Negril, Westmoreland, has been charged with assault at common law and the possession of a prohibited weapon following an incident in Tankhill, Negril on Tuesday. Reports from the Negril police are that about 6 p.m., a man was at his home when Kennedy approached and pointed a firearm at him and threatened to kill him. Fearing for his life, the man ran from his house to the police station, where he made a report. On Wednesday, May 24, Kennedy was arrested and charged after being pointed out to the police. His court date is being finalized. Ministry officials scramble to minimize fallout amid teachers' protest. Officials in the Ministry of Education are scrambling to minimize the fallout from the strike action taken by teachers on Thursday. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Maureen Dwyer, says the regional directors are to provide details on the extent of the impact of the industrial action by the teachers. Administrators at the schools across 7 parishes were largely caught flat-footed as teachers opted to withdraw their service to press the government over the thorny issue of the compensation review of the public sector. Teachers in Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas kicked off their expected 2-day strike action Thursday morning, following a call to action by President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, Lasandra Harrison. Representatives of the Ministry of Education have been locked in meetings to determine the course of action in light of a reported plan to continue the protest into next week and include more teachers. The teachers are upset that their concerns over the anomalies and the discrepancies in their pay under the compensation review have largely been ignored by the Ministry of Finance. The JTA president said the teachers answered the call to stay away from the classroom. She said despite reaching out to the Ministries of Finance and Education, the JTA has received no response to their request for further dialogue on issues affecting teachers. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark, speaking at a post-cabinet media briefing on Wednesday, said he was prepared to meet with the JTA and other public sector groups with similar concerns. The JTA president said teachers are resolute in their request for the government to urgently address their concerns and are not ruling out a continuation of the protest into next week. Mrs. Harrison urged the Ministry of Finance to call the JTA to the table to discuss the difficulties facing the teachers. She also called for the Finance Ministry to promptly acknowledge the JTA's request in order to prevent an escalation of the protest.
There were schools that were open initially, but have by midday, thereabouts, could have sent home the students based on the fact that the students themselves in some school communities where the population was quite low, and so the students were dismissed, as well as teachers, not enough human bodies turning up to supervise the students. The call for action was over the 2-day period, so I do anticipate that our teachers will stand in solidarity as we continue to seek a professional response to the teachers of this nation we have written to the Ministry of Finance, and so we are expecting the professional courtesy of the Minister responding, or his office, certainly on his behalf, inviting the teachers to the table with the objective of establishing that technical committee that is so needed to treat with the anomalies and discrepancies concerning the teachers' egregious matters. They are in need of urgent attention. Information is coming to us concerning persons who have gotten paid between yesterday and today, and the information coming to us is certainly not corroborating any attempt to fix. In fact, it's perhaps getting worse. I did say the instructions given were for today and tomorrow. The central executive will again be meeting. So, of course, we do our strategizing as we go forward in terms of the response or lack thereof from government.
Old Harbour man charged over gun attack. The Old Harbour Police in St. Catherine have charged a man in relation to a gun attack committed last month. 30-year-old Asfa Carnegie of Old Harbour was on Monday charged with being in possession of a prohibited weapon and a shooting with intent. His court date is being finalized. Reports are that about 6 p.m. on April 30, the complainant was on an avenue near Smith Avenue in Old Harbour when shots were fired at him. An investigation was launched which resulted in Carnegie's arrest. He was subsequently charged following a question and answer session. Portland, the man accused of setting house fire charged with arson. A Portland man who burnt himself while allegedly setting a house on fire has been charged with arson. 40-year-old Bo Rose, otherwise called Old Pipe, a farmer of Guinea Tree Lane in Norwich, was charged on Wednesday while at hospital where he is being treated. Reports from the Port Antonio police are that about 11:30 a.m., a man was at the back of his house in the community attending to his goats when he saw Rose pouring a liquid on his dwelling. The man reportedly later saw his premises engulfed in flames and went to the police to make a report. The police say Rose was arrested at hospital when he turned up with burn injuries all over his body. He was later charged. A court date is being finalized for him. Councillors want stronger security at the Linstead market. Councillors at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation are calling for better security at the Linstead market to help curtail criminal activities. They argue that the recent murders of 2 vendors should prompt stronger arrangements at the facility. At a commercial services meeting of the Municipal Corporation today, the councillors called for the installation of cameras and the erection of a perimeter fence. They further argued that the issue of illegal vending must also be tackled. We need to have cameras set up to give details on the activities there. The area closest to the market also needs to be fenced, or else the killings will continue, said Councillor for the Ginger Ridge Division, Rolson John Wilson. Commercial Services Manager Telka Holt said that strict enforcement is needed to address the problems. The councillors were informed that an estimate showed that it would cost $7 million to build the fence. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.